What is up, you bunch of Lowe's pros hoes? This is OBB, the Diecast News Guy, and welcome everybody to another NASCAR Diecast review. And today this is going to be a one that I think is going to be very special to a certain fan base out there, especially with this recent announcement and quite controversial announcement. We're going to be talking about this guy right here, your newest member in the Motorsports Hall of Fame. This is on the 7-time NASCAR Cup Series champion of Jimmie Johnson and his 2016/2015 Lowe's Pro Services Chevrolet SS for Header Motorsports. Now, I said 2015/2016 because technically this is his 2015 car, even though it says 2016. But we'll get into a second why I think that, because the 2016 car, let's just say it had yellow numbers. So if you really want to be very accurate. But yeah, I picked this car up at New Hampshire. I think, but it was like in I believe in 2020 or 2021. I think. So yeah. This was a pretty obscure car, but without further ado, let's go ahead and start the unboxing and the official diecast review of the Jimmie Johnson 2016 Lowe's Pro Services car. And alrighty, guys, we got this diecast out of its box, and yeah, I think a lot of people might have not remembered this paint scheme, but unless you're a hardcore Jimmie Johnson fan, like some of my good pals and buddies, you know who you are, but because, let's just say I know a lot of Jimmie Johnson fans. But one thing I do notice, we do have ourselves a nice big paint chip right there. So unfortunately, I don't have any white out with me, because I would have done that. But there's a lot more worse things in life than a paint chip. And yeah, can we just learn to just appreciate the amount of detail that is on this Gen 6 car? Because you guys see right here, this has the metallic blue and also the metallic silver. This is before Lionel screwed up the metallic finish and became like metal flakes. I'm looking at the Chase Elliott Napa cars from like 2018 or 2019. That's when those things were, oof, my lord. That's when Lionel was getting down in the dumps with the quality. But luckily in this case, this looks really nice. And again, I picked this up at a very random place and a very random time. I think it was like at New Hampshire. It was either 2020 or 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Probably the 2020 race, but yeah, I picked this up along with the Chase Elliott Hooters Spirits car. So if you guys want me to review that, feel free to comment below, because heck, I know that's gonna be quite the car to review. It's always quite a car to review whenever it has to involve Hooters. But yeah, as you guys know, Jimmie Johnson is pretty much well known for this paint scheme, running for the 2015 and the 2016 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series before they went and rebranded to the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. But yeah, it's basically the Lowe's primary scheme from those 2 years, but instead they promoted their pro services, which, I'm assuming it's like something to do with contractors. No, all I know, whoever they're servicing for Lowe's, they definitely got to be a pro at it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want like some random Joe Schmo out there just starting doing your carpet or your lawn. You'd be like, what the hell? It's like something you see on like a Facebook ad or a Craigslist ad. But yeah. Getting on to this, guys. The more you know. So yeah, Jimmie Johnson, actually, as you guys know, I kind of uploaded this video a little bit later, but whatever, though. This is supposed to go right after what we just saw at Dover, so we'll have a better time to, review a Jimmie Johnson car after Dover, and then also the recent news that just happened with Jimmie Johnson and Rich Petty's team going to Toyota next year, which I know has been very divisive. Luckily, we do got the bow ties on this, so I'm sure this will definitely the long-time Jimmie Johnson fans are absolutely going to appreciate that. So I just find it funny, but I understand the reasons, because, Toyota has kind of killed some competitive rides, we're looking at Furniture Row and Levine Family Racing. So I'm hoping for the best, though. Maybe it might work out well and they don't get in the same fate as they do. But get back to this diecast, guys. This is I believe Jimmie Johnson only ran this car and won in this car in 2015, which was at Dover, which... as you guys know, Jimmie Johnson is no stranger to Dover. He does have 11 wins last time I checked, the most in the NASCAR Cup Series history. So there's a good reason why he is, known as that. But 2015 wasn't really his year. As you guys know, Kyle Busch was able to win that championship, and Johnson finished 10th. But he still got 5 wins, and he still had 5 wins the following year. And they did brought this paint scheme back, but it was with yellow numbers. So, if you guys want to be very specific, go and get yourself a nice little highlighter, and then you highlight the 48, and then boom, you got yourself the 2016 car. But I don't know. I've had a lot of people actually said they were really looking forward to this review because they actually, some people I know actually went to this Dover race in 2015. So if you guys did, I'm sure that's pretty cool because if I remember correctly, I think that was Jimmie Johnson's like second to last win at Dover, because I know his last one was at Dover in 2017, back when Dover still had 2 races. I still kind of miss it, but heck, I mean, I had the pleasure of actually going to Dover when they had the Henrik IV sweep. That was really cool. So I think that was in 2021, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, dude, this is just such a cool paint scheme, guys. Really do like this. And if you guys could probably find this, guys, I mean, I think they also probably that this car was mostly everywhere, guys. Whether it was a Pro Services car or the Primary or the Cobalt, shit. I mean, this car was pretty much mostly overproduced to where you can't even find a promo of it at Lowe's last time I checked. So I think I had to buy like a battery set or something like that, or they used to be Lowe's promos, but a fun fact, actually, I think I saw Lowe's on one of the Xfinity diecasts, or the Xfinity cars. I wish on the diecast, but when I was at Daytona for this year, there was a Lowe sponsorship. I think it was right underneath one of the JD Motorsports cars. I think the number 4 or something like that. But hey, so they kind of made a comeback in Lowe's with the NASCAR sponsorship. But heck, man, still is a really cool car to get. But now let's do the side-by-side comparison of the other car that I actually have, the primary Lowe's car, which, as you guys can see, this is the NASCAR Authentics from Spin Master, which I know there is actually a good cult following of this. I'm actually a big fan of them as well. But one thing I will say, though, is that the metallic finish is definitely better on the Lion-O car. But, heck, I mean, and the blue is a lot more different, but heck, man, I mean, still some really nice quality details that we got on both diecasts. So, I mean, depending which blue is the right one, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you're still looking at 2 really great diecasts, even though I'm the kind of a guy that goes crazy over cars that don't really look accurate, but, both look great, all right? And plus, I mean, heck, if everyone wants to be a Lionel simp, then I'm a Spin Master simp, man, because, heck, I love the Spin Master cars because, heck, it was... They brought back the diecast into the retail, so I'm happy that they did that, because we had that long drought of like a few years where we didn't have NASCAR diecast in the retail line. But sadly, it's going downhill, but we all know that by now. But anyways, getting back to this type of comparison, as I'm getting a little off track right there, but heck, can't control myself sometimes. They did make the Gold Series version of this car as well in NASCAR Authentics, so if you guys really, really want that car, then they do have that. I believe this Pro Services car might have been in a bonus wave when they still did that. You guys did not know about the bonus waves. Actually, they're basically what all their overstock diecast was. Instead of putting them on clearance or on sale, they just put them in the retail line, which I actually do not mind. I really kind of wish that would have still been like a thing, because it would have made getting diecast even more valuable, since, you can still get diecast from from 2020 or 2021, and they're like, oh shit, they made a lot of those. So I don't know. Would have been a great idea, but, we know the direction that Lionel is taking with the NASCAR Authentics, but still is a nice upside comparison. I will say that, even though the molds are different. But, heck, this, if Lionel can switch something like this, then I wouldn't mind that to me. Yeah, it does look toyish, but at least it's still somewhat accurate at, certain, at least it looks like a diecast that can roll properly. That's all I'm going to say. But if you guys are out in the market and you're trying to find any Jimmie Johnson diecasts, this is probably one I would probably not miss an opportunity on, because, it's one of the last paint schemes that we've had with Jimmie Johnson in blue. Because, in 2018, he went to that, that Lowe's for Pros car, which that car was mostly bad luck. I mean, does the Charlotte Roval race have anything else to say? I mean, heck, I'm a Truex fan after all, so heck, that already gives me some nightmares to remember about. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this diecast review of the Jimmie Johnson 2015/2016 Lowe's Pro Services Chevrolet Camaro, or Chevrolet SS. I'm getting too ahead of myself. Good Lord. How many did I had tonight? We'll never know. But until we meet again, guys, this has been OBB, the Diecast News Guy, and I'll see you guys next time on another Diecast review. And is that a crooked name banner I see? Oh, Lionel, you sons of bitch.